These smell so good. You know, I've been pondering on some of the habits I'm practicing. It's like life is full circle, you know? It smells so good. And you know, the routine. It's about from my heart to yours. Today I want to talk a little different though. This rose is for someone who's in pain right now. Who's depressed, who's struggling. I want to go over a few things before I get started. Next month, I decided, since I've been doing these Bubble Bath Mondays, I've discovered some things. Number one is that I do not want to give a time frame on a book. I don't think it's effective. I don't think it doesn't serve right when I say I'm going to do this in such a short period of time. Because I'm a reader. Be able to really kind of review, not the entire book. I said I'm not going to do that with any book. You know, that's not what this is about. This is about taking golden nuggets from a book and just sharing my professional or educational or life expertise. You know what I mean? For the gifts, I mean the golden nuggets I'm getting from it, I'm just sharing. But I'm not going to read page from page. So I'm learning, since I've been reviewing Madea'S Uninhibited Commentaries on Love and Life, Don't Make a Black Woman Take Off Her Earrings, I've discovered it just doesn't, it's not effective for me to just say, we're going to do this in 3 sittings. I'm going to do this over 3 videos. No, because actually my schedule doesn't even allow it. That's the first thing. So the next book, I will gracefully move through that book, right? Number 2, I want to change up a little bit with the bubble bath. So I'm going to get more into herbs. And I have something exciting coming, so you all will see that in May. So we should be finished with this soon, but it won't be this video, yet alone the next video. And I also want to apologize that I know I say every Monday. I am a small business, so sometimes it's mandatory for my Mondays to have meetings and things of that nature. So I know I missed last Monday, but I'm gonna get there where you will see me every Monday. So that was the second thing. Was that the third thing? So the first thing is I want to move gracefully through the books that I decide to read. I'm gonna stay away from business books per se. I want to do self-development books because it's more therapeutic and it's about working on your inner self. So, and I don't want to do a lot of business. If it has some comedy in it, yes, because I felt this was fun and entertaining. And then we talked about I'm going to change up a little bit and do more herbal baths. I'm excited about that. And also today I'm going to add something to my bubble bath. I'm going to add some slices of lemon. Exciting, right? And what else? And I apologize that if I miss a Monday here and there, but I definitely do know by the fall I will be a full-time vlogger. And I have a few other projects, businesses. I have some old businesses that I will no longer be doing. However, I'm going to take a lot of that from beta testing and develop it into something else. I have a lot of things in store that I'm not necessarily going to share because this is Bubble Bath Monday. But I just kind of wanted to bring in some of those bring some of that updated information to you all. And if you have any ideas, totally open to listen. I don't think I'm to a point in my life I can't listen. I want to be a great social worker. But yeah, definitely, if you have any ideas, something that you would like to see. Now, I don't do DMs per se. Now, when it comes to social media, I used to be very active on social media. Not necessarily personal though. I've never really done personal on social media. When I was at Spelman, I kind of did. When I was in undergrad. Graduate school, I started to shift a little bit. I'm not active on social media like people think I am. I'm not. I have a different perspective about social media. A lot of people don't understand that. And it goes back to when I did my thesis on cyberbullying. So I feel if I'm not doing business, but let me explain what I do on social media. I kept some of my old pages, whatever they are. I don't follow, and I don't expect anybody to necessarily follow me because I'm not active. I like to get on there just to see comments. To me, I'm gonna be honest now, comments are more entertaining now than people posting. I really enjoy comments, I do it for entertaining purposes, because when I'm out in the field, my contractors and I, we do a lot of driving. So taking a book to read, getting on the internet, like trying to do something really productive can be challenging. So it's kind of easier to just probably go on social media and see what's going on. Now eventually I will get back active, but it will be something totally different. I plan on launching some new projects and or businesses. I'm just gonna leave it at that. And I will have a social media, but it's gonna be a representation of my business. So I'm not on social media like that, but I am on social media for the comments. I have people say they tried to DM me and I don't respond. I'm pretty sure that's right, because I just don't make myself accessible like that. And then, like I said, it goes back to when I did my thesis on cyberbullying. It's just social media is a good platform for business, connecting with family and friends, but it's a tool now that it's just so fluid for me, and I like for things to be authentic. And I feel like when you're advertising, if you're gonna run a campaign or ad, you create a course, you transform somebody's life, you're teaching something that's significant, you're pointing to somebody. I understand that, you know what I mean? But for me to just be in the limelight, that's not my goal. It has never been. I'm more of a let's make sure you get the message type of woman than do you see me. So if you go look at my social media accounts, you'll see that. And ads can change all of that. When you run a campaign, if you understand marketing, you got to pay to play. Now, some time ago on social media, it was a little different. Your social media platforms didn't mind pushing. It wasn't a conversation about algorithm, none of that. Really, it was about, let's all win, and they have that mindset too now, but it's just a little different. So, if you're interested, collaborating with me, contact me. I'm not even, my websites, I shut down a lot of things right at the top of COVID because I was in the process of coming out of a business and going into a brand new business. So the best place right now where I'm constantly active is YouTube. And this is therapeutic for me. It's therapeutic, it's fun. I get to be myself, you know what I mean? It's just me sitting in front of the camera and just being me, you know what I mean? No false expectations, no misleading or anything like that. Just being me. No, I don't have, this is not a cooking channel. This is not even a self-care channel. I'm doing things that makes me happy. And I feel if you can resonate with it, we can do it together. You know what I mean? You watch me, I can support you. But there is not a survey out there saying what you want to see me do. However, when it comes to, I open it up for the bubble bath. I'd like to hear your ideas. But I didn't ask you what you want to see me do on a Tuesday. No, that's not what this is. So, you know, I want my channel to just be pure fun, authentic, which is significant. And I don't want all people. I want the right people, because that's what I tend to do. I try to follow the right people, and I filter through the noise, right? It's significant that you do that. You filter through the noise. You need to be able to identify what serves you, what supports you, what's going to help you, enhance you, what's an asset and less of a liability. So I just kind of wanted to touch on the social media, how to get in contact with me. And I have new websites coming out in the fall. But right now, if you did DM me on Instagram, it may be a minute before I even see it. I get on social media like Instagram, and I support people's page. Now when I say support, I'm not necessarily talking about subscribing. I actually get into the comments, because I feel that's where a lot of you can kind of see what people's perspectives are. You know, you just got to understand the difference. You have to understand the difference between a troll or someone who's trying to sabotage. You got to understand the difference. But if you have somebody that you like to follow and they're bringing good quality content, by all means, do what you have to do and follow them. But right now, and then like I say, when I get back on social media full time, in terms of social media, it will strictly be for my business. And I'll probably explain that later on. But that's what it is right now. So I'm excited to read again. Let's pick up where we left off at. Madea'S Uninhibited Commentaries on Love and Life. Don't Make a Black Woman Take Off Her Earrings by the wonderful Tyler Perry. The more I got into this book, the more I started to kind of fast forward to where we are today. The more I consider where we are today when it comes to Black women, because this book focuses on, so let's have clarity, okay, ladies and gentlemen. It says Madea'S Uninhibited Commentaries on Love and Life. Don't make a Black woman take off her earrings. So this book was exclusively, the content was created for Black women. Now, Tyler Perry is not saying other women can't read it. I need to say that and be clear, okay? Because when you're not actually sitting in front of an audience, a live audience, or, you know, you haven't given like detailed information, sometimes people tend to have a different perspective. So it's imperative that I am clear that this book was written for women of color, okay? But that doesn't mean all women can't read it. And it would be lovely. You get to learn. But this book was written, matter of fact, I think back in 2006, if I'm not mistaken. I'd be ashamed of myself. I should know this. Because you should not read a book if you don't know when it's read. Correct, 2006. It was written back in 2006. What was I doing back in 2006? I need to think about that. The more I go further into this book, I realize it just made me think about women today. It made me think about the women today. What are we doing today? And I think recently I had shared, and ladies. First of all, let me say this, sisters. Okay, I love my sisters, all right? Love sisterhood. But I have been saying this probably the last year, and honestly, I may have been saying a little earlier, that I'm starting to find it challenging to identify with my sisters. See, there was once upon a time where, and I don't necessarily believe in cliques, but they exist. They exist. We have to be honest. It doesn't matter if it's college. It doesn't matter if it's your place of employment. You know, it's going to be a clique. Either you're going to become friends with somebody you work with that's in your department, somebody in your classroom. I always, we're going to talk about college for instance, always had that one person, bam, we hit it off. Hit it off, okay, in college. We just, two pieces of the pod. And if it was, and it had nothing to do with your best friend, y'all just was good classmates in your place of employment. I remember when I first started working for a criminal court, and I became friends with some of the most stylish type of diva type of women. They were fierce. We're talking about court reporters, attorneys. I was a little Rudy Pooty, honey, and I was like, oh, I can't wait to go to law school. I said, oh, I can't wait to, ooh. That's when I discovered other things, you know, going to cocktail parties and things. And I'll never forget my friend. I kind of don't want to say her name because she might be lying. Because we're talking about people that work for the government. But we just hung. I just hit it off with, we just had really good friendship. Now, as I got older, things kind of changed, you know, then people, life changes and shifts. But I was friends with the law librarians, the police officers, you know, you just friends. Cliques, I didn't have a clique, no. But I may have had a friend where I had one female friend, she was a court reporter. I learned so much about shopping. She probably, look, I didn't know shopping like that existed. You're talking about somebody who was making a substantial amount of money, beautiful, all the men adored her. She brought my game up. And what I mean by that, she taught me. I was always blessed to be around women and men who pour, and that's why I make it my business to pour into others. She took my wardrobe game up. I was like, I didn't even know this existed, that existed. She taught me so much about style, fashion, just pure friendship. Then I had another friend from Louisiana. She worked there also. I didn't know party existed the way. That's what I'm saying. Every friend, we gave each other something. You know what I mean? But it was productive and it was just fun. So when it comes to women now, back then, when you saw a woman, because the kind of women I were around, they were professional women, but they were also stylish. They cared about their hair. They cared about how they dressed, how they behaved. And I don't think it was necessary because they worked for the government. That's just who they were. You know what I mean? They carry themselves with confidence. You know what I mean? And you attract, people think you attract what you want. No. You attract who you are. Now that doesn't mean you can't change it. You know what I mean? You can change, you can become better over time. You definitely can. But let's keep it authentic. You attract what you are. What you speak on yourself, it comes to fruition. What you think about, it comes to light. Come on. Because it becomes habitual. If it's positive, you're typically going to have a positive, some positive outcomes. You know, that's the norm. You know, we can do the statistics on this, but I don't want to go that far. If you think about something negative, you know the negative outcomes because you're constantly in that energy. So when it comes to just being that person, you get what I mean? Just being a person who's going to think on a level of happiness and gratitude and consideration. That's what you're going to be. You're going to be that kind of person. You know what I mean? And when it goes back to the women that I was talking about, that's who they were. That's what they promoted. I'm not saying we all were perfect. No, I'm not advocating that. I don't do perfection, okay? That does not exist. You can aim for greatness. You can aim. But you don't want to miss out because you're constantly trying to perfect Some people believe in that. I feel you gotta have a little bit of messed up like my hair right now. I said I'm not doing my hair to do a bubble bath. Monday. Are you kidding me? Right? Like, are you serious right now? Okay, I brushed on. I'm in my headquarters. Okay. YouTube say be who you are, and that's what I'm promoting. I'm being who I am. Okay. Now, if I was out, I would do something a little bit more, but I'm sitting in my headquarters, okay, and I'm relaxed, and I'm reviewing this wonderful fun book. What more do you want? Okay. So anyway, let's kind of fast forward to the women today. What the presentation is, where is it coming from? So I'm gonna start out again reviewing Tyler Perry's book, but the voice is Madea. So I need to make sure every time I pick up this book and I talk about it, you all understand this is the voice of Madea. And we all know Madea. She's highly loved. She's all around us. The big mamas. Come on now. We love a Madea. If you ain't never have a Madea, God have mercy on your soul. Let's go to, I'm going to read some things. I'm not going to read a whole lot, but it's going to be like on and off. So Madea reads, have you ever been to a pool party where a whole bunch of black women are standing around looking cute? At the pool, they put their feet and legs in, but not their heads. Then, if they get into the water, their hair will never get wet. Then she goes on to say, now I understand that. Of course, you want to look your best. Black women ain't going to get their hair done and then have to go right back to the hairdresser. It ain't like a white woman who can just wash it and get up and shake it and go on out the door. I want to address that because it has a lot of validity to it, has a lot of truth to it. However, I grew up with the pool. We had a pool, and I'm not talking about the community pool. We had one of those too. We had a, well, we lived, you had a, like a recreational, ooh, they used to have the best parties. Ooh, all the teenagers would be at the rec, honey. That's best party. We had the best parties. We had tennis courts, we had a park, we had a big pool, a lake. Wow, I'm blessed to say I grew up in a nice community in Florida, but we had a pool in our backyard. And honey, that pool drove my mama up there. Wow. She, during the summer, oh, that pool thing, honey, because a lot of, so on my block, it was just like every other 2 houses or every other house, but we had a pool. So not every house had a pool, but my house had a pool. And then of course, I had siblings. I was the youngest. So you know everybody was at my mother's house. When it comes to hair, right? Black women don't like to get their hair wet. Unfortunately, it's the styles that we're getting. Either it be color, it can be permanent. You don't want to mix in the, now, disclaimer, I am not a hairstylist. By far, you can't tell. You can't, do you not see this? I'm not a hairstylist. I have respect for hairstylists because I know they stand on their feet all day long. And we as, you know, the client will say, oh, we be in there all day. Now you do got some hairstylists, they ought to be ashamed of themselves. You get there at 8, they don't start on your head at 10. They arrive late and they might be on their phone talking, ordering food, or they talk, we know that, okay? But overall, they do stand on their feet all day long. Hair, head after head after head, okay? But I just want you all to think about this. You have a female, she go get her hair dyed. Now you're talking about mixing permanent with chlorine, because I know about a pool. I grew up with the pool. You're thinking about a rinse. Oh, don't let it rain. And just because, I want to say this, ladies, just because she rinsed it out real good, it's still it gotta come out. Then there are certain type of show-ins, and we're gonna get to that in a minute. When it comes to show-ins, right? beautician does it right. If she does it right, it's not about the extra hair. It's about up here. It's about this part. You know, you're concerned. So when you get out of the water, now you got your hair sticking up on top of your head. Okay, if it's not that, it's a collective of everything. I understand from a woman's perspective. I get it. I'm not her. I swim. I do it all because I grew up with siblings. Everybody in the community came to our house. Well, let me take that back, because my mama stopped that. So it was a little bit more control, but they knew we had pool. Okay, so it's like women, I notice in Florida, they know what kind of hair to get. So let me give you an example. First of all, I hope women ain't get in the pool with no wig. That's that's not productive. Now, if a woman, if she decides to get in the pool with the wig, that's her right and choice. Nobody can complain about it. But to me, it's not productive, because you don't know everything that's in that wig. So now you got pieces of the wig in the pool. Okay, that's not productive. And then you know, when I was coming up, you wore a water cap, a pool cap. Women would put those on, but back then they wore their natural hair. You know what I mean? They may have had a perm, yes. They may have had whatever it is, but if they wanted to get in the water, because I grew up, the women would get in the water. They were getting in that water. But over time, hairstyles have evolved and changed. So therefore, it may come with limitations. But this is what I would like to recommend. Braids. Some women may say, I'm not putting no braids in my hair. It's the best thing to do. It helps, because when you get the braids, it doesn't, you know, I'm not talking about putting color and all of that and then the braids, but if that's your choice, go for it. But if you want to be a woman who swims all the time, like I swim, like I got up under the water, I never was the one to go to the pool to just show off my bathing suit. First of all, I was always the small girl. I mean, we'll talk about that soon. I was born that way. I was born. I was not trying to show off my body. I was trying to get wet in the pool. So everybody has their thing. Everybody is going to be a little different, you know, versus my sister. She was very shapely. She wanted to show off her bathing suit. Let her show off her bathing suit. I was straight up and down, you know. I always had back end, but that wasn't my thing. Let me show off my booty to go to the pool. And maybe because I was much younger, I wasn't necessarily trying to go to just show the back of my body. I was just going to really get in the water. Marco Polo, you know, we talking about being in the water, up under the water, diving. you name it. This is what it's all about. When it comes to women of color, where are they from? Did they have a pool in the community? And so you have to take all of that in consideration. Did they even learn how to swim? You know, it's just so many different variables to that when it comes to us. And then the messed up part about it, some of us may not necessarily grow up with a pool, and then we get one and still don't know how to swim. We may marry into money. We may have professional careers that position us to invest into a higher income type of home, and we end up with a pool and you don't know how to swim. Now some may say, let me take it serious, because she may have children, so she may learn how to swim, or she may just be cute, you know what I mean, because of the hair. But I don't think hair should limit a woman to swim. If it's about showing off your body, you do you. Just make sure you're doing it respectfully, because typically when you say pool, you're gonna see some children. If it's not any children, do you, honey. Do you to the best of your ability. But when it comes to me, if I went to a pool party right now, I'm one of the females that's gonna be in the water, because I don't do that often now as an adult. So I want to take advantage of it. I don't want to sit around trying to be cute for no man. I'm one of the ones who gonna be in the water. And then it's 3 things you must have if I get in the pool, because I know I grew up with one. Number 1, you need to have a substantial amount of water. And I'm not talking about no cute. I'm not talking about this. I'm no Pellegrino. Okay? No. No ma'am, no sir. I need some water, some H2O. Okay? I don't need none of that cute stuff. Number 2, I want to be able to change out my clothing. Women should not swim and have that bathing suit on for the rest of the day. Women should not swim and keep their bathing suits on. They understand this process I'm talking about. I'm a swimmer, so I know. That's number 2. And number 3, you need to have a lot of fruit. So if I'm invited to a pool party, if you got that, we good. You know, and all the other cute stuff, barbecue, you know, alcohol, that's fine and dandy. But I'm definitely a swimmer. So there are women out there like me who get in that water and take it for what it is. But we have to consider now wigs. We have to consider now sew-ins. It's so many different things. And actually a sew-in is supposed to be a hair protector. And if that stylist does it right, you might want to get the curly type of sew-in. So if you did get in the water, none of this will happen. And a stylist, a beautician will know what I'm talking about. Now they have this thing called, where you have the whole wig. It's like a cap, they say. Not custom wigs. I don't know. But that may be a consideration. But I'm with Madea on that. Ladies, let's be a little bit more creative outside. I talk about that. Like Beyonce said, I hope she say meet me outside. Or we outside. Oh, I'm messing up Queen Bee song. Meet me outside. We outside. I don't know. Everybody online saying be outside. Be outside. Okay, the next one. She goes on to say, Madea. Okay. This is what Madea goes on to say. But what I don't understand is this hair weave. Yes, she says that. They take this strip of hair from a horse or something and put it in the head. They glue it and they try to blend in their real hair with the horse hair. 9 times out of 10, their hair is rougher and more coarse than the horse hair they done put in. So what you get is really rough spot at the top. And the further down it goes, the longer and the smoother it gets. Now that's crazy as hell. Okay. Now remember, when this book was written, Tyler Perry came from a perspective of an older woman who would be considered the Madea in the community. Okay. So let's take this with kindness and let's take this with maturity. Okay, I know exactly where Madea is coming from. So let me give my educational, my not only even educational, let me give my hair experience, all of the above, you know, perspective. Okay, it's just a perspective, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, just a perspective. Now, I want y'all to think back when women first started getting weave. You did not have stylists, hairstylists, beauticians. Come on, you know what I'm talking about. Not everybody was getting a sew-in because it was too expensive. And the ladies who were getting sew-ins, y'all know who they dated. Come on now. If they didn't have a certain, if their income, their salary, they had to be past a federal threshold. You all know what the federal threshold is, right? So if they were past, their income was deeper than that federal threshold, that's one. That means they educated, they working, they're professional, they making it, right? Married possibly, or married. They probably dating an athlete, other guys on the streets. You know what I mean? They come on because I want to keep this clean. So it's like, when you saw them ladies, and we're not going to leave off entertainers. When you saw these ladies with them sew-ins, you can even tell it was their hair. Don't play. Now, I'm not talking about entertainers because they're going to be bedazzled. They're going to be extra. They want to fulfill that camera lens. They want to take that lens to a whole nother level. So they don't want their hair to be like this. They want to be glamorous, grand, to be seen. They want their brand to be heard. So if it was wearing a substantial amount of hair, that was their brand. That was their brand imaging. Something happened down the line. Something happened. A conversation happened. A business deal happened, and said, "Wait a minute. This shouldn't be exclusively to entertainers, athlete wives, fiancés, and girlfriends." And y'all know y'all probably saying side pieces too. Okay, this can't be exclusive to the rapper girl. You know what I mean? Wife or whatever. This can't be exclusive to those people. What about the working class women? What about the working class women? The school teacher wants some hair. Come on. The social worker wants some hair. The secretary wants some hair. See, it shifts, because I'm telling you right now, when I'm beauticians, back then I used to hear people say their hair was getting done for $2,000. I can imagine what it is now. I can imagine what a professional, especially out of Atlanta, I'm not talking about the up and coming, I'm talking about the ones who hid. They may be assigned to a celebrity. You don't even see him or her. They're hid, or they may be working at a studio. You barely ever see them. I can imagine what they can charge, because it's a technique, it's a rhythm. You get what I'm saying? But let's talk about it, right? Back then, when they got their hair done, I've never hardly seen a woman and said, "Oh my goodness, that's weave." No. Well, first of all, I wouldn't even ask, because I'm a little bit more Southern belle. I'm just gonna say your hair pretty and keep it going. But as I began to get older, right, now I got a little bit of money in my pocket, my allowance didn't increase, or I actually can't go afford to get me some hair, because I remember my first sew-in. Yes, I had a sew-in. Beautiful. The thing about it is, y'all have to understand, if you go to a beauty supply store, I want y'all to think about this. Everybody's not getting Brazilian. Everybody's not getting Indian. Everybody's not getting Malaysian. They may get synthetic, because their money only puts them in that category. It only puts them in that category. They just want to look like the chick on TV. They may want to look like the girl down the street. You know what I mean? And it's called experimentation and expressing yourself. But where the problem comes in that, after she's gotten her hair successfully done, it's the maintenance Madea is really talking about. It's the maintenance, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be real. When I was at Spelman College, I wasn't making no money. I was a college student. I was not making any money. I'm pretty sure I was a victim of, you can see it's time for me to go get a what. I was not the average Spelman Knight walking around there. And my mother worked for the government, never met my father, okay? I had a stepdad, but he wasn't around. The point that I'm trying to say is, come on, people. Come on. Come on. You don't have it, you got to take it out. But what happens is, it's the taking out process. That part right there. It's the taking out process. And you hoping and praying, can I get my hair done again? So we've all, and I'm not going to say all, because some women be like, I got my hair done. And I knew some women that would get their sew-in done weekly. Because some beauticians actually have like a membership, like a program, where you can constantly, you know, you pay a certain amount and you can come weekly or every other week. It's like some type of program. They may call it different. They may have different names. But when it comes to sewing, we got to focus more. Beauticians, and I'm going to talk about this, talk about something else with this. Beauticians should spend, there's just a recommendation, ladies. They should spend a little bit more time on how to maintain this. Because honestly, they may be looking at the one-hit wonder, which is, I know you might not come and sit back at my seat again. But long money is with the maintenance, because you want loyalty. You want somebody to constantly keep coming back to you. Not because I'm going to a wedding, I'm graduating. You want to build up, you want your business to build up where there's the know, like, and trust, but you also want them to feel, I can come back to her and she's going to grow and protect my hair. Because honestly, back then, a sew-in is supposed to have grown your hair. Let's not forget that, ladies. Let's not forget. A sew-in is supposed to have, it's supposed to grow your hair because your hair is braided. And that's that upkeep I'm talking about. Being able to go in and they do that deep conditioning and really get up in there and oil it and all that good stuff. But it goes back to being a part of the federal threshold. When your numbers are not there, you're doing the best you can. And now you got outliers. You have, and what I mean by that, you got somebody over here, they're getting their hair done for $500, $1,200, $2,000 or more, right? But they maintaining it. But then you have someone who may go purchase synthetic hair, and unfortunately, the sisters can't maintain it, and you're going to have the discoloration. You're going to have hair sticking up because of the new growth. All of that. It's going to look very, very tangled. That's what I meant to say. It's going to be very tangled. So that's, I'm just giving my professional, educational, and life experience perspective. Okay? I never purchased synthetic. No, I did not pay $2K, but I paid a couple of hundreds. And I can honestly say the beauticians that put in my sew-in did a phenomenal job. And I did believe in maintenance. Now, you rarely see sew-ins. Wigs have replaced sew-in. And honestly, I think what it is, beauticians may feel, I don't have to stand up all day. I mean, we just have to keep it raw. We have to keep it 100. We have to keep it authentic. It's like, I don't have to sit and deal with you for all of that. I don't have to braid. I don't have to do all that, I can just put a wig on, the wig come pre-pelt. But the client has to say to herself, I'm about to say something. So brace yourself, okay? All right, just brace yourself. Remember, I come with love. They have to say, do I want a wig? Temporary. Wigs are needed. You know, unfortunately, my mom had a wig when she had breast cancer. You know, these are real grown people conversations. You know what I mean? She had to have a wig. You know, some women have to have wigs for other reasons. I get it. When they age up, they have to have it. You have healthy, beautiful, long hair. Let it breathe. You get what I mean? But that don't mean, you know, don't talk about women who do wear wigs because you got long. My niece's hair is is ridiculously long. It's beautiful, thick. I had to ask her one time, why you got a wig on? But it's what's trendy. You got beautiful hair. It's about what's hot. And I get it. And then some people might need it for, you know, for different reasons. You know what I mean? They might, I heard people was wearing wigs during COVID. They didn't want COVID to get in their hair. I have a commercial cleaning business. So you can imagine what I heard. I heard people were wearing wigs to protect their hair because they didn't want COVID in their hair. So people do it for different reasons. Okay? Let's talk about wigs. If you want to wear a wig and it makes you look nice, then that's fine. A lot of people need to wear wigs. And I just said that. A lot of people need to wear wigs for medical reasons. They may be ill, or they may just don't like their hair anymore. Everybody goes through something. It's about what works for you. But I want to address this wig thing though. And I was going to say it earlier, but I stopped. A client has to ask themselves, this is a very important question. A client has to ask themselves this important question. Do they want to wear a wig, right? Because I don't know if it costs less versus a sew-in, but you have to understand your scalp is not breathing. And from my understanding, I don't know, I have not had a wig, okay? Your edges. Do you want a sew-in? Because see, back then, women were complaining about a sew-in taking edges. But I think because, so let me explain. My beautician never pulled my edges. I'm telling y'all, I went to train people. They were professional. They did not, they believed in hair care. Matter of fact, you did a consultation before you sat in her chair. There's 2 of them like that. Some people will call them bougie, snooty. No, it wasn't that. They just had standards. See, we think, oh, she bougie, she costs too much. You go through a process, right? I was willing to pay for it. I'm like, okay, I see she about hair care, and that's totally 2 different things. When you got somebody who's about hair care versus let me just make a bag, you're going to end up probably with some bills too, some medical bills. Because what I'm saying is, it's like, over time, you're gluing this. It's no different than we wear makeup. So many things. I just noticed, it's just me, women who have on wigs all the time, they have more damage up here. So maybe this is for some people who like to do public health, scientists, medical doctors, even stylists. Maybe you all need to get a group together and begin to study this. How can you strategically put on a wig? And I'm not talking about temporary for performing. Like if you get ready to get on stage with Beyonce, she might just have y'all tired, you know, because you only perform in a few hours and then you're done. And I know I'm pretty sure it's over like so many months, but I don't think she's gonna have y'all sewing this up here doing. She might do something because it's different for her. She may have a designated 2-3 stylists. I don't see Beyonce having no 1 stylist, because if that 1 stylist gets sick, somebody else, they got to be just as comparable, qualified as that current her main stylist. Now I know Beyonce probably know how to do her hair, but when we're talking about entertaining, right? You got to be ready. It's a schedule. So I'm pretty sure she got a backup, and don't be surprised that backup has a backup. That's what I'm talking about. So it's like, you got to say to yourself, do you want to keep that wig on all the time, right? And you considering this, or do you want to get sew in and get a beautician? Like my beautician, she never pulled my edges, because I asked her about it. She said, I don't pull edges. We're not doing that. And she was serious about it. She used this conditioner cream, and you never had any issues there. That's what I'm saying. It's a technique. It's also another technique both of my beauticians use. That's how I know they took this serious. It was never a hump up here. This never had a hump. Have you ever seen a lady with a sew-in and had like a hump? They don't believe in that. No ma'am, no ma'am. This, because that was my thing. It was 3 things I was concerned about. I wanted to know about the hump, because I used to see women, you standing in line, and I know tall men and women could see this, and you you can see the hump. Number 2, I was concerned about my edges, because I have really thick, coarse hair. And then number 3, I was like, well, what kind of hair is that? Because I was told through the grapevine she was very, very expensive. And I was like, well, let me see what she's actually offering for her to be very, very expensive. So that's what my thing was. I haven't gone to anybody who do wigs. But if I did go to somebody who do wigs, I'm going to tell y'all who I would go to. Because I see his work. He's very creative, and he looked like and I actually see him at the mall one time. You know, I spoke to him. He was in his natural habitat. It's Alonzo. Everybody knows Alonzo in Atlanta. He's amazing. He probably do celebrities at this point. But if I did let somebody do me a wig, it would be Alonzo. I mean, he actually, and one thing I like about him is he gets on, is it Instagram or YouTube? He gets on Instagram, I believe. Yeah, he gets on Instagram. And he shows you techniques. He's very transparent. He's not trying to meet me at the salon and I do, I can't show, you know. He's very transparent, very. If I did do that, they would have to be on the level of an Alonzo. Go look him up. amazing, and he's not so creative. He do all kind of stuff. So I just feel like, to me, I'm a sew-in girl because I've had such good experiences with that. And it's about the upkeep. You gotta do the maintenance. If you don't do the maintenance, and it's just no different than a wig. With the wig, you're putting yourself in a position to damage your skin. I've seen women with skin discoloration. Not only they're bald there, the edges, they even have skin discoloration, and then they have to keep doing it. I've heard of women having surgery, you know, but I'm getting to a point now. I suppose I did this in January. I'm not gonna do it until July. For my birthday, I'm gonna cut all my hair off. I'm gonna leave enough, and I will be getting a protective style. Okay, so let's move on. Where's the next page? Okay, here's the next one. Okay, so that's about Jericho. Okay, the unnatural look. Okay, so I'm about to read, and I saw a woman. She had fingernails that were about 20 inches long. I was wondering, she walked up to me and wanted to shake my hand. I said, hell no. I don't know how you wipe nothing with that. How do you wash your hands? Madea, I understand you. We could have went and had tea together. I understand you. Well, actually, I probably need to be, there's a couple things people don't know about me. Number one, I don't like people standing real close to me. Number two, I'm an introvert. But I'm an extrovert when it comes to business. Oh, I'm a beast. Oh yeah, I'm a beast. But I'm an introvert. Okay. When I meet people, I only hug people typically I know. You know what I mean? Now, if I see you in need, I'm gonna give you whatever you know, help you the best I can. But I feel you. I get you. I understand you. There's a couple of things I want to talk about when it comes to this. Nails. Sisters, remember I told y'all I love y'all. Please, I love you. I love you. I love you. Eyelashes. Yes, I said it. Let me give y'all an example. I'm not going to say the name of the business. I was somewhere and I was about to purchase something. And her cash register wasn't working properly. I'm very patient. I'm a business owner. You know, I'm patient. I'm not rude. What's wrong? That's not my personality. I'm very professional. And typically what I'll do, if I have an issue, I'm just going to ask my manager. I don't argue with no cashier. I don't argue with no cashier. I just ask for a manager, say what I have to say, and I keep it moving. And you can kind of tell a person's personality how they stand. When a woman of color it's something she's gonna do. She put that leg out, you know what time it is. When she start doing this, you know what time it is. Some things I don't do. I don't do that back and forth. I feel it's insulting, and I also feel it's petty. I just don't do that. You know what I mean? Some of the things that are my pet peeve. If I hand you money, please hand it back. Do not put my money on the counter. I can't stand that. I cannot stand if I'm counting my money and I'm about to make a purchase and I nicely, calmly look you in your eye, hand you my money. Please have some consideration, ladies and gentlemen. Hand me my money back in my hand. Don't put it on the counter. That's one thing I don't like. Number two, another pet peeve of mine, another problem that I have. I don't like to touch coins. So I like to donate my coins. This is the problem that I have. I can be checking out, and then we're going to get back to the fingernails and the eyelashes, because the eyelashes have something to do with this. If I give you some money and you owe me back some bills and coins, and if I politely say, oh, you can keep the coins, you can keep it in your register, or if you have a little donation jar or whatever, don't roll your eyes at me. Don't roll your eyes at me because I don't like to touch coins. That is my ethical, legal, black woman's right. If I don't want to touch my money, I don't understand it. I can go to the grocery store sometimes. It don't matter. It doesn't matter. They get mad because I say I don't touch coins. I'm not saying that to be bourgeois. No, I'm not saying that to be bourgeois. I'm not saying that to be snooty. I just don't touch coins. That's my mindset. Leave it alone and don't catch no attitude. Don't do that. Anyway, back to the cashier who was ringing me up. I wasn't really paying her any attention at first, right? Because I was with somebody and we were engaging into a conversation. So she was like, she kept doing this. She kept trying to get her cash register to work, to properly work. And so, okay, eventually, I was getting ready to say, well, ma'am, is there a manager who can assist you? If you've made several attempts, the next logical, reasoning, common sense thing would be to seek somewhat help. Now, you know I can't help you, okay? You know I can't touch your cash register. Why don't you call the manager? I didn't notice this at first, but when I stopped talking to the person I was with, and I said, excuse me, do you have a manager to help you? Her head was down. She raised up, and I promise y'all, I couldn't see her eyes. What is this? What is this? Why I couldn't see the lady's eyes? I say, ma'am. Her eyelashes were so long, and then she had on so much mascara, glue. She couldn't open up her eyes. She could not open up. My sister, we all call each other what, sisters? A black sister. She could not open up her eyes. Part of me wanted to say, can we step to the bathroom so you can take them off? So you can work properly, please. Because first of all, you can't even see me. If you can't see me, you probably can't hear me. I wanted myself to say, but what made this experience worse, she had a nasty attitude. How you gonna have eyelashes, you can't open up your eyes, and then you got a nasty attitude? That's what I'm talking about, that part right there. But I'm not gonna do that because this is what? Bubble Bath Monday. Yeah. Fingernails, I've always said. And I get it. You want to create. You want the creativity. You want the bedazzle, the sparkle. I'm more of a French, basic color. Now, some girls I see, I'm like, I don't have my nails done because I have a commercial cleaning business, right? It's the reason why right now. And another thing, I began to cut up a lot of fruits and vegetables last year. Oh my goodness, I was just cutting myself, but people would have thought I was in here slicing my own fingers. But I love nails, but to a certain point, I feel to be, I'll leave this for somebody else. I'm just saying, ladies, think about, don't be concerned about what a female feel, because you're not really dating her. You know, if you're part of the LGBT community, it's a different conversation. I get it. You need to make sure that's what she likes as well. But I'm talking about men. Be mindful. And another thing, I want women to think about this real seriously. Are we dressing really for women, or are we really dressing for men? I want you to think about that. Are you dressing for women? Because when you're around a lot of women, that's all you're getting compliments from. That's the only person who's telling you you look good, your hair look good, your shoes look good. You become programmed. You want to begin to hear a man's voice, especially if you're trying to sleep with a guy. You need to start hearing a man say, ooh, your dress is sharp on you. If you always hearing women, you need to go home, look at yourself in the mirror, and ask yourself, wait a minute, am I really dressing for a man or a woman? Because if you're constantly around females and you don't hear that bass, you don't smell that cologne, your man is not a blue collar or white, you know what I mean? He could be a blue collar worker or a white collar worker, whatever he does. If you don't have a man constantly in your ear and all you're hearing is a female, you need to ask yourself, are you dressing for women? So a woman gonna tell another female your nails long, but if you're trying to get Tony or Brian whatever, Anthony, I don't know. I really don't think he's gonna be looking at your nails. I'm just saying, he not, ladies. Tyrone gonna, the Anthony, Sean, Kathy, and Brian gonna come to you and be like, oh, I'm interested. And he gonna walk right off and say, oh, I can imagine we doing something when it happen. She might scratch me. Some men into that. Some men into it, so we're not gonna exclude them. But I want you all to start thinking, are you dressing for women? Because that's what you're around. Women be in groups. They be deep in groups. Not me. Like just a far few. I don't need that many. Not that many. Now I have good friends, associates. You know, I will pray for if they need help. But I don't do tons and tons of women. I don't do that. But I support my sisters. You get what I'm saying? So it's like you all need to start thinking. I'm around these women so much, so I'm used to hearing Chantrice or Monica, Stacy, Keisha, Tanya, Marie say my dresses look good. So that's why I'm dressed like that, when my shoes look good. But how often you hear that brother say, ooh, girl, you look beautiful today. Ooh, you looking nice. Oh, I'm liking that. Just think about it. Just think about it. So you become accustomed to what you're hearing a woman say to you. So that's what you're going to do. I see a lot of trends. I see a lot of, y'all can call me boring, grandmama. I didn't heard it. I've heard it. I've been called all kind of names since I've been in elementary school. Wannabe white girl, Oreo. Oh, you name it. Some of everything. You name it. I'ma still be myself. I love me. I love me. You get what I'm saying? So I'm gonna do what's the best for me. But I do see trends. So I'm gonna give you another thing. Aesthetics right now. Everybody's in aesthetics. Everybody is into aesthetics. Have you seen my headquarters? Do it look like I'm into aesthetics? Excuse me, I love color, I love flowers, I love paintings, I love rugs. That ain't aesthetics. I'm just not part of the movement. I love me, you know what I mean? And it's not that I'm trying to be different. I've always just been different. I was born this way, just being different. Look at my robe. I mean, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? So I have to find and be discovered and seek my tribe. Everybody has a tribe. And there's nothing wrong with aesthetics. Let me tell you why I do like it. Because it positions a woman of color to think, because what y'all don't understand, those practices, I don't want to go there. I'm not doing that today. Because I don't have echo. And when that's, okay, I'm getting educational on y'all. Echo is when you have debate. You have a couple of people. So you all kind of like debate where the messaging is coming off. You know, you get the good and the bad. I don't have echo. I don't have extra another person here or 2-3 more people to kind of have a discussion going on. So I could go there. I decline. I'm not going to do that. I just feel it's good in some ways because it makes us, the women of color, to go shop in stores we typically wouldn't. He says, you know what, and I'm reading like this because I don't have no contacts in it. I'm horrible. I have not one. It's my eyebrow, the whole bounce it is. Let me tell y'all, I'm bad with contacts. I'm horrible. I don't have not one hand, so I can't see. But anyway, let me finish this. You know what also looks unnatural? Plastic surgery. I've been in California a lot lately, and they done pulled their eyes and head back so far that their lips are back on the side of their faces. For years, black folks had big lips, full lips. And then she goes on to say some other things. Okay. Plastic surgery can be healthy for medical reasons. Like I want to remove my moles, right? No embarrassment. You know, because I plan on one day, You know, I did have a little dream to do something at the White House. I even thought about doing like some stuff on the news per se, that perspective. Being productive, you know, like if something happened, I come in and kind of talk about it, you know, from a social work perspective and like a sociology perspective. Now I'm not trying to act or anything like that. If I'm gonna do anything, it'd be writing, you know, stuff like that. But when it comes to plastic surgery, have we gone too far? Have we learned from the past? Have we seen anybody that we would say, I'm gonna take it real blank, we done too much. we're doing too much. It goes back to your body, your choice. You know what I mean? Your rights. But are we going too far? Is it a type of addiction? Or is it a sales movement? Is it a trend? Right? Now, if I did anything to my body, it would be veneers. I want the $1 million smile. Who don't want that? Or like I said, my moles. And then I probably just stay at a spa all the time. I don't see me doing too much. But then you got some people, their career may require them to do more, and I get it. Then you got some people who will never be on TV and they just doing all. Are we going too far? So I'm going to address the elephant in the room. The BBL. I'm going to go there. I didn't go with the other conversation. I didn't go far, like I said, because I don't need echo for this one. Because the other conversation required other races. This conversation for my sisters. This is all I'm going to say. I believe in research. I deconstruct and I reconstruct, right? I do that. I'm good at it. I'm good at it. You know, you show me something, I'm going to deconstruct it and I'm going to build it back up. I want y'all to ask yourself, are women of color getting BBLs to get a man? Okay, so if they're doing that to get a man, have they done research on the success of getting and keeping the man? You know, when you're a teenager, right? When you're a teenager, you desire to look a certain way. Because like I said, I shared earlier, when I was coming up, I was always the thin girl. And you can see my rib cages. I was young. I was skinny. My sister friends used to talk about me so much. But it was out of love. I got picked on a lot because I was very skinny. Like, I tried all kinds of stuff. Protein, baked potato. Just never worked. Like, and the boys, they only liked me for 2 reasons. They definitely want my body. I always had like a back end. I went flat back then. Our sister always represented. But they wanted the girls with all of this, all of that. Guys were always intrigued with my intelligence. They would always say that. You're so smart. I love how you think. Nobody ain't say, "Ooh, you fine." They would say I dress really nice. Or they would say, I could see you we could be best of friends and fall in love. I was looking at them like, boy, we in the 8th grade. We in the 10th grade. I was always the girl that was lucky to be around the guys. They really didn't try me like that. You know what I mean? So I was always the girl who was around the popular guys. But that didn't necessarily mean we were dating. It didn't work like that. You know what I mean? Because it was always, that's my little sister. Like I would be around a lot of police officers. I worked around a lot of police officers. They ain't never tried to talk. I was like their little sister. And I just feel when it comes to the body, we have to be honest with ourselves. You get what I'm saying? We have to, because I had to accept myself. I had to say, I'm not going to be the bow-legged girl. I'm not bow-legged. I'm not going to be the tall girl. I'm not going to be the light-skinned girl. I'm not going to be the girl. I went to Spelman with a girl. We all thought this was so beautiful. She'll look at you like you're crazy. She had a brown eye and a green one. It was like it was two different colors. It was beautiful. Beautiful. And she would look at you like, we would all tell her, your eyes are gorgeous. She would be like, okay. So I had to accept growing up. God, thank you for giving me some intelligence. Thank you for giving me a loving heart. Thank you for giving me so much patience. Thank you for, you know what I mean? I had to start really going inside of me saying, but thank you for the strengths that I do have. Thank you for not giving me the desire to do some of the stuff they doing, because I see the outcome and the consequence. You get what I mean? So I had to really be in gratitude of who I was. And actually, I'm kind of happy now that I wasn't a thick one for me. Because the women, this is the funny part, my brother would say this, because I used to hear him say it all the time. Girls who were fine in high school, they on the healthy side. We're going to be cute with this, okay? And the ones who are like me, they fine. You know what I mean? So, yeah. That's how I feel about that. It's like when it comes to the BBL, where are we? If you're doing it to get that man, please go do some research. How are they married by now? You know what I mean? See, this is a sensitive conversation because you got the medical industry involved. You got self-esteem involved. You got, it's so many different variables to this, okay? So many different things that contribute to this decision. And I just feel as a black woman to another black woman, from a black woman to another black woman, if another black woman was standing here, she's going to have some strengths that I'm just not going to have. Nope. Come on, we equal, but we're not equal in all aspects. And then I'm going to have some strengths that she doesn't have. It. She's going to have some strengths that I don't have. You leverage those strengths. You leverage. I didn't say monetize. If that's your right, that's your choice. I mean, that's your choice, that's your right. But you leverage it. So with me, I just worked on my strengths. Have I ever had a desire to have a BBL? No, because I got back in. Love my sisters. I want us to win. I want us to be successful, to be queens. I want us to have it all. But this is a conversation that shouldn't be taken lightly. If you go do research, you see girls crying. They're like literally crying in so much pain. Now there's a new rumor out there about other things that comes with it. Just do your research. Just the most I've ever done to my body, I got a small little tattoo, and it's on my ankle. I'm from Florida. You can bet. I said I wasn't gonna do nothing with this, but it's really, really small. I never want to get a nose ring and all of that. But I do have a little, and they didn't finish it. Their pain was too severe. I said, you finishing that? That white man was like, ma'am, you paid for it. I said, I don't care if I paid for it. I don't care if I gave you a credit card, cash. I don't care. I'm leaving. He was like, well, ma'am, would you like to come back? I said, he was the nicest white guy. I said, I'm good. I'm done. So I got a stem and a rose because I love red roses. It's probably about that big. You can barely see it. Because it's supposed to have been like that big. It's about that big. It's not even. You can barely see it. That was my little thing. If I had to do it again, I would get the little rose. Well, I let him finish, probably not. But we all go through things. We all go through trends, you know what I mean? I just want my sisters to know we're beautiful. And some people want to equate beautiful to being exotic, right? It's not wrong with that. But it's supposed to be natural. That's the difference, right? If it's exotic, it's supposed to be natural. In its natural habitat. You don't need to skew it. But if that's what you choose to do, you do that. Because you got some sisters out here that's on the thick side. They ain't had no BBL and they rocking it. They fit fine and fabulous. They got confidence, they rocking that thing. And you'll be like, and you know it's natural. I just feel I want you all to know your options. Pilates, yoga, soul cycle, working out, sit-ups. Whatever floats your boat. Because you can have a group of men stand in front of me right now and say, oh, that ain't what it is. She ain't fine. And that's not right. Then you have some men say, I can work with that. Then you can have some men say, oh, she the finest thing. It's what the person is looking at through their eyes, their lenses. You get what I mean? Again, I'm going to say, you can have some men stand in front of you and say, I can't do no BBL. Then you can have some say, I can just date her. That part right there. Then you can have some say, I can marry her. And what he has to understand though, when he marry her in the future, she go through any medical conditions, he must be there for her. He can't be talking about her. No. So that's what I'm saying. He can't talk about her. He cannot talk about her because you knew you were marrying her when you got with her. So you get with her. 5, 6, 17 years down the line, y'all make it. And she come home one day and say, I need my butt, I need my back end massage, and it's, it's kind of turned a little bit. You better be there for her because you signed up for it. And she needs to be honest. That's why I say, y'all need to start asking. It's the questions you ask when you go in there. I need to know the results 5, 10 years from now. Because I want to know the results of veneers and porcelains. I haven't even gotten laser because I'm like, Jesus, that's one of my weaknesses. I can't see work for hill of beans. But I don't want to be the person to get the laser. And 4 years now I wake up and I'm like, I can't see a. I wake up and I'm like, shoot, I can't see anything. So, contacts and glasses. But I do want lasers. I want laser surgery. So, in terms of the BBL, I'm not knocking it if that's what your choice is. It's about trying to understand why they want to do it. And some may say it is not about why we want to do it. That's our right and choice. But you have to have a real reason. You got to have a real reason. I want laser because I just want to have, I'm tired of contacts and glasses. Because when I put my glasses on, I'm a straight nerd. You can't get around it. So it's like, I'm just tired of wearing glasses and contacts. And I'm horrible. I hope my eye doctor don't see this because then she's going to take me off contacts. I sleep in them. I have a bad habit because I do a lot of reading. And when I get done, I fall asleep. And it's like, I got to get up and take my contacts out. You know what I mean? So just make sure, sisters, that that's something you feel that's going to be so beneficial to you. I get it. You might be doing it because you're a dancer or I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of. Because if a man looking at back ends like that, if he can't accept you for who you are, I don't think he's the chosen one. He cannot be. Because I'm telling you, the work that you have to, it's about that maintenance, the work you have to put in after you get it. Just do your research. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure there's doctors out there who will be honest and tell you what it is, and then some doctors out there may give you what you want to hear. But just make sure, whatever it is, you make the right choice for you. Okay? All right, next. Is that it? Oh, one more. But then, Madea goes on to say this. You need to embrace, okay, she goes on to say, you ain't supposed to be beautiful all your life. You ain't supposed to stay the same. Your breast and your butt are supposed to sag. As I told you before, we came from dirt. And the reason everything is sagging is because that dirt is pulling you back to where you came from. That's where you're going to have to go when you die. Stop trying to slow it down. Let it happen naturally. Good advice. And then this section is about Don't Ask Dr. Madea. Okay. I think that's where I stopped at. I think I did, yeah. I think that's where I actually stopped. Yeah, that section of the book we're finished, and then we'll pick up next week on, it starts on Don't Ask Dr. Madea. This is going to be interesting. Advisory. The advice contained in this chapter may be hazardous to your health, Madea, or kill you. Okay, very interesting. So we'll pick back up next week. I always enjoy this little book review thing. It's kind of cute. But now I'm about to go and do a bubble bath, and y'all should know this by now. If you don't know, I'll say it again. My first 20 minutes is about thanking God, asking for forgiveness for anything that I've done, just all of that. And then my second is about reading. And then my third 20 minutes is about visualization. How do I see myself in the community? How I see myself as a relative, business owner, you name it, honey. So I enjoyed it. Let's go do the bubble bath. Okay. So now we're in the bathroom, and I got a surprise when we get back in the kitchen. I'm not going to do my typical omelet or French toast or what else? Omelet, French toast, or avocado toast. We're going to make zucchini boats. Yay! Sounds good, doesn't it? So excited. Okay, so I always start out with saging. Now, I have a new sage. Like, you know how you purchase and they give you like 3-4 sages. So I have a new one, and this is what it looks like. And hopefully I'm doing this right. I said I'm gonna keep doing this. If it don't work, I'm gonna stop saging. I might not be the person supposed to be saging. I'm gonna give up because I don't want to burn it too much. Now that I don't want to do, but we're gonna start by saging. Now, you know, you can do you can pray, but I started that a long time ago. So I pray throughout the day. I do affirmations. It's programmed. So that's the first stage. I just think it's cute. You know what I mean? So I got lint on here. I don't know how that happened. So let's sage. I think I'm supposed to be on this side. See, I thought you were supposed to have like smoke. Maybe I'm thinking they have smoke and they don't when it comes to saging. Oh, cricket. Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. I don't see any smoke. Okay, next. So I have 2 new candles. I always have 3 candles. One for business, okay? One for health, and one for love. Because I feel those are areas in people's lives, and mine, I'm not excluded, that we should all be working on. So the first one that I want to share, because I used to use Girl Build Your Own Empire, but I had a problem with that because I feel if you're married, you shouldn't be just building your own. Collectively, you all should be building together. So this one is called Money Magnet, right? But I want to keep this spiritual. So I'm going to give you a scripture out of the Bible. As you pray, begin to incorporate this into your prayer, even an affirmation. It could be an affirmation, but it's called Money Magnet, okay? And the crystals inside is citrine. So this is what it looks like. And there's a message on the back. Ooh, y'all know I don't have my contacts in. I'm so sorry. Okay, so I'll read it next week. Because I don't have no contacts in, like not one. So I apologize. I didn't know they had right on the bag. Interesting. And it may not even be what we're thinking. So, but we're going to light this. But before we light this candle, I want to read a scripture out of the Bible. And give it to you all, to your Bible readers. Bible readers. Deuteronomy. We're going to read Deuteronomy, okay? It says, but remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you the ability to produce wealth, and so confirms His covenant, which He swore to your forefathers, as it is today. I'm going to read it one more time, right? I have to read like this because I can't see. But remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you the ability to produce wealth, and so confirms His covenant, which He swore to your forefathers, as it is today. So I didn't want to just, because see, I believe in using words like build your empire, you know, aim higher. And due to the fact it says Money Magnet, I wanted to keep it spiritual. That's more my energy. So just focus on that. When it comes to wealth, you want to find scriptures to support what you're saying. You can write your affirmations down. You can do all the manifest journal, but you also want to keep God in there too. It's essential that you do that for Christians, you know. I'm talking to y'all. So just Deuteronomy, it's 8:18. Okay. So I just thought it complemented the Money Magnet. So let's light some Money Magnet into your life. And this works, you know, if you got some affirmation you're seeking to pay off some bills, some debt, even just increase your income. It don't always have to be bad, it could be good. You know what I mean? It does not have to be bad. I got some good things on my list, and then I got some, they're not bad, but I got some things I want to just get off my list. Okay? So, it is my prayer hope, Money Magnet for you, and for everybody in me too, right? So let's light this up. Matcha Love for the last so many weeks. So now I have another one called Healing. It's healing. Why I chose healing is because before there is health, one must heal. And I thought about it. So I felt, oh, it smells so good. It smells good. So I felt healing. I think I want to focus on that for a while. It's important. So it is my hope and prayer that you have healing. Whatever it is, you know, it can be mental, emotionally, financial, physical, spiritual, just healing, you know what I mean, for the soul, just your soul healing. Because you can't necessarily quantum leap and begin to grow if things are broken. So broken can be in any one of those categories. So you want to heal first, and then you want to have constant health. Right? So we want to use the correct words, which will be healing. So let's light some healing. There's love. We're going to always focus on love. Loving yourself unconditional is so essential. So you want to have love. It's so important. Love, love, love. I always express that love. Okay? So hope and prayer. Love for you. I mean some strawberry. Okay, now don't fuss at me. Y'all don't fuss at me. But I went back to my avocado. I love this avocado. I need to go do some research so I can buy some more because I'm getting low. I love this. It smells so good. So I'm going to begin to run my water and put this avocado in. Oh, I forgot my lemon slices. Okay. We'll do I didn't cut up the lemon slices. So we'll do that going into May. We'll do that going into May because in May I definitely want to use a lot of herbs. Oh, it's going to be so cute and so therapeutic. I'm just so looking forward to it. So that's going to be exciting. And I'm not going to give away what I'm going to do, but y'all going to be like, what in the world she did that? Okay, so that's next month, right? So I'm going to use some avocado bath soak. It's like bath salts. And of course y'all know my second 20 minutes. I read. I cut the light on to read. Now I don't read it at all. I don't recommend it. Yeah. Hopefully y'all went and purchase some of this. It's so good. It's so good. This is ginger crystals. It's so good. Now this is the time where you start praying to God, you know what I mean? Spend some time just praying and be in gratitude, and also not only you being gratitude, also ask for forgiveness. Now that don't mean just intentionally be doing stuff. That's not what no. But you want to kind of like, you know what I mean? Just make sure you're constantly praying to God. You know what I'm saying? The first 20 minutes. And then the second 20 minutes, you can read or listen to affirmations, whatever you feel that's fit for you. And then the last 20 minutes, you spend that time visualizing how do you want to see yourself in the world? You know what I mean? How you see yourself. Either be professional, either be a person in the community, whatever, you know what I mean? So let me start my process, and then we're going to go in the kitchen and we're going to make those zucchini boats. I'm so excited. All right. I just finished my bubble bath, and hopefully you all are doing this process and you're seeing some changes, even if it's putting you in a position to rest and relax more, you know what I mean? Bring a little bit more peace in your life. That's what this is about, okay? So hopefully you're starting to see some results. It may not happen overnight because you have a lot of things going on, and then you may not. You may be one of the people like me, just do bubble baths. But anyway, we're about to make some zucchini boats. I'm so excited. It's a Mediterranean dish. A Mediterranean dish, and typically they use this for like a side dish or like an appetizer. But you know, if I'm gonna do it on Bubble Bath Mondays, it needs whatever. If I come in the kitchen, it need to be something where it's light, and I feel like that's such a healthy Mediterranean dish. Okay, so basically we're gonna take some zucchinis and stuff them. Exciting, right? So let me show you the recipe and let's get started. Okay, so here are my zucchini. Okay, and then I'm gonna use some tropical pepper, some extra olive oil, some kosher salt, some oregano, I have some actual Mediterranean seasoning, some cherry tomatoes, of course. I have some parsley and some green onions. That's how I house it right now. I'm going through this thing where I'm trying to figure out how to preserve my herbs. I have some red onion. Now with this recipe, they did not use red onions, but a girl got to have a red onions. I'm going to zest and also squeeze some lemon, a little bit of mint, and we're going to actually grill these and then stuff them. All right, let's get started. Oh, my Lily silk pajamas looking right. Oh, I'm feeling that. Look at that. That silk is falling right. Okay, so we're going to cut these in half, right? And we're going to make little boats. So I have to cut each side and then cut them in half. And then I think you're supposed to cut the bottom just a little bit so they won't rot. Okay, so let's begin to cut. All right, so I'm going to bring the camera down so y'all can see the process. And then I'll check in with y'all throughout the process, okay? These some big zucchinis. Okay, so we're supposed to cut the sides. Okay, let's make this a little bit more even. Right, and then we're supposed to cut this in half. Voila! Cut in half. Oh, but before we do that, we gotta slice off just a little bit so it won't rot. Okay. Still kind of rot, but right. Okay, so now I have all these cut up, right? And you just want to take off so it won't rot. Okay, so next let's begin to put all the ingredients together, right? Make the stuffing. Let's make the stuffing. Okay, so we're gonna take some cherry tomatoes and cut them in half. First, we're gonna clean them. So after I clean them, then I'm gonna start cutting them in half. Next, we're gonna cut up some parsley. Some parsley. Okay, so now I'm gonna add some mint. So far I have cherry tomatoes in here, green onion, red onion, and I have some parsley. Now I'm gonna add just a little bit of mint. Just a little bit. And cut this up. And then put this in the refrigerator until we finish actually cooking, grilling, as some would say, the frying the zucchini boats. So I'm gonna chop this up. Season. I'm not gonna use the Mediterranean. I'm not gonna use the tropical pepper, nor the oregano, nor the kosher salt just yet, because I don't have the actual stuffing. Okay. Okay, so I'm about to put some olive oil in the pan. Okay. And once this get hot, then we will begin to fry. Some say grill, whatever works for you, the zucchini boats. A little bit of salt. So I put in some tropical pepper, oregano, a little bit of salt, Mediterranean seasoning. Okay, so I had to cut just a little bit so the zucchini is wet and raw. Okay, so before I zest and squeeze some lemon with the, I'm gonna take the stuffing out and add it to this, then zest a lemon, and as well as besides zesting, I'm going to squeeze some lemon also. I'll take this and add it in. You can get just a little bit more, you can, but don't force it because you want it to stay how it is. Put it in there. Okay, these are good and brown. I'm loving it. I'm gonna let it kind of cool off a little bit. These are good and brown. I'm gonna let them cool off a little bit and then add this to the bowl. So far I have them here, like I said, some cherry tomatoes, red onion, some green onion, some parsley, and then the zucchini. And then I'm going to season it just a little bit more, zest it, and then zest it with a lemon, and also squeeze just a little bit of lemon juice, and begin to stuff it. Right. Some more seasoning and just a little bit, just some Mediterranean seasoning, not too much. I didn't use feta cheese. I don't like cheese like that unless it's like blueberry, goat cheese, or some burrata black truffle, but I don't like cheese like that. Just a little bit of pepper, a little bit. I'm not gonna put any salt, and just a little bit of regular. Now I'm about to zest the lemon and then cut it in half and then squeeze some of it, not a lot of it. Okay, so now I'm about to zest. Alright, now I'm about to squeeze. Not half of this. I just cut it in half, just enough, but not too much. Okay, that's enough. Not too much. Now we can begin to stir this up. It smells so good. This is actually really healthy. You know, a zucchini bowl is very healthy. You know, I'm eating it as a snack. You know, we just got done doing the bubble bath. So I felt, you know, I wanted to kind of switch up. Sometimes I'm not always going to do breakfast. I might have a salad, depending on my timing and my mood. So today I wanted to make something healthy and delicious. So let me go get the bowls and we will begin to stuff them. Okay, so now I'm about to fill in the bowls with this delicious, I'm trying to smash it up some so I can, because the fork wasn't doing it now. The fork was messing it up. Okay, so I'm done with my zucchini boats. I have truly enjoyed this bubble bath Monday. Really, just truly have. So this is what my zucchini boats turned out. Ooh, I can't wait to try. So far, so good, because I was kind of like tasting it a little bit as I was seasoning. So I'm impressed. Yes, I am. So I'm about to sit it on down. As the grandmothers would say, set it on down. I'm gonna sit down for a minute before my day actually gets started and enjoy these zucchini boats. My name is Makeba Williams, coming from beautiful Atlanta, and welcome to my vlog channel. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share in the comments if you are participating in Bubble Bath Mondays.